So this is Caleb Ulliman, and here is my Education Leadership 970 pre-course assignment done in the Pecha Kucha style. So 20 images in about 20 seconds, speaking about each image more or less. That's the goal. Okay. So the first part is about what are my beliefs about teaching and learning. And when I was a kid, I was like this kid, really smug and annoying, and every opportunity I had, I'd ask my teacher, why am I learning this? When am I ever going to use this again later in my life? And the teachers, who were always exasperated, I'm sure, would say anything from, because I'm the teacher and I'm telling you to do this, to, well, it's what the state tells us that you need to learn, right? And it wasn't until my 9th grade year that I was writing an essay, a 5-paragraph argumentative essay about Ivan the Terrible. And my professor, Mr. Appelhans, I asked him this question, when am I ever going to need to know about Ivan the Terrible? And he told me, well, unless you're a historian, you probably will never need to know about Ivan the Terrible. And so for me, that was like, whoa, okay, he's being real. And so he said, well, the point of this essay is to help you think, to organize your thoughts, and how to communicate clearly. And for me, that was the first time I ever got a really satisfying answer to that question. So fast forward to now, and I'm a teacher starting my 3rd year, and I get asked these questions by students. And so, well, how the turntables. Right. And so let's say a student asks me, why do I need to learn about the Bohr atomic model of a nitrogen atom? Well, I could tell them that, it's really important for the future for you to understand, the fundamental nature of matter, and that you need to understand that in the first electron energy level, there are 2 electrons. And for a nitrogen atom, there are 5 electrons in the second electron energy level, and it gives it many of its unique properties. I could say that, but that would be a lie, because probably the student doesn't need to know, when they're an adult, how the Bohr's atomic model of a nitrogen atom, right? And this gets to a deeper point that I think that content in general is for students, it goes in one ear and it goes out the other ear. I don't expect my students to understand, to remember all of the content that they learned this time next year. It's not a reality. They're not going to remember everything, right? And so what do I tell the students? I tell them that the point of learning about the model of an atom is skills, right? You have to do critical thinking. You need to interpret data. You need to understand how models are created, and these are all skills that are useful and that you can apply later in life, and that will stick with you as you go. And so that's a really good answer for the students, but it's still missing something. Content, it's kind of important. It's important. Skills, really important. But if we're looking at what is really great pedagogy and what really sticks with the student, even more than skills, we got to be talking about something else. And this kind of gets down to the core of it, what Maya Angelou said. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay, and so I think the best thing, the pinnacle of teaching, the peak of education, is giving students experiences where they feel something. And so in my class, I hope that students at some point in the year feel like they're smart, or that they're good at science, or even better, that they develop a deeper sense of empathy for the world around them. And that's the pinnacle of education. So we have content, we have these skills, and then the peak is these experiences that create feelings, because that's really what students take with them, right? And I know that sounds really touchy-feely, but that's really what I believe, and that's really how I think education works, because students don't remember X, Y, and Z about the atoms, and students probably, hopefully, might remember how to do analysis or interpret a graph, but really what they're going to remember probably is that time they were in their class with their friends and they threw the pencil across the room and the teacher didn't notice and they laughed so hard that they cried, right? That's what they're really going to remember from your class. And so if you can harness that as a teacher and have a student have an experience that you want them to have about that, and they can learn something about themselves or the world, that's really the peak. So, part 2. What are my beliefs about curriculum, its development, delivery, and accountability? Okay, so my beliefs about curriculum. So I think that a curriculum should kind of cover all 3 of these things, right? So we have our content, we have our skills, and then we have this experience, this higher question, this emotional experience that students will take with them further in life. So the development of curriculum. I think that there's a lot that goes into the development of curriculum. I think first and foremost, I think the teacher needs to feel like they have ownership of their curriculum. And I think that the teacher needs to be however, I think the teacher needs to be working within a framework. So I've been really lucky to have worked with the IB MYP in my years teaching, and I think the IB MYP does a really good job of providing this framework for how to teach about content, how to teach about skills, and then also how to access this higher, this emotional, experiential aspect of education as well through the global context and debate question and things like that. Delivery. How should content or curriculum be delivered? Well, I think that, again, it needs to be happening within a framework, and in this case, the framework should be provided by the leaders, the educational leaders. So I think the educational leaders need to work, of the school need to be working with the teachers in order to ensure that the teachers are delivering their curriculum in such a way that is in line with the mission statement or the vision of those educational leaders, and of course working together with the teachers like this, and not working together with the teachers where it's punitive and this is how you're doing things incorrectly. And then finally, accountability. And this one I don't really know a lot about what good accountability in curriculum looks like, but I do know that in my mind, content is less important than skills, which is less important than these experiential educational opportunities for the students. And I think that the accountability should take into account that this hierarchy of importance within education, because a lot of times it seems like content is prioritized over those skills and experiential educational opportunities. Okay, so to conclude, I've been teaching for a little bit over 2 years now, and it's all been at this school, JFK, American School of Querétaro, and it's been a great experience, but I recognize that it's been a very sheltered experience. And so I hope this course can help me, broaden my perspective on what curriculum looks like in public schools in the United States, and deepen my understanding of curriculum in general. Thank you for watching.